Stop.
According to a medical report presented to the High Court yesterday by Commissioner General of Prisons, Dr. Kizza Besigye was said to be unable to speak, although he remained conscious and capable of following the court proceedings. An assistant superintendent of prisons, ASP Hire, also told the trial judge Emmanuel Baguma that he had briefed Besigye on the proceedings and offered him the option of attending court virtually via Zoom. The prison officer, however, said Besigye declined the offer. The court subsequently granted the prosecution's request for the trial to proceed in Besigye's absence, as well as without his lawyers, who had withdrawn from the case citing security concerns.
Friend Mpanga.
And as the second day of the trial got underway today, the prosecution's first witness, American national Andrew Wilson, took the stand and made a series of explosive allegations against the former presidential candidate. Wilson told court that during one of the several meetings he held with Besigye and his associate, Joel Wakayima, in Geneva, Switzerland, the two allegedly disclosed a plan to assassinate President Yoweri Museveni using drones. According to Wilson, the alleged plan was to carry out the attack and then conceal those behind it by attributing responsibility to the Allied Democratic Forces, or ADF rebel group, in order to avoid public backlash.
Yes, the fact about what we were discussing.
But how did the alleged plot come to Wilson's attention? The witness told court that Wakayima first contacted him through an email address on his website. Becoming suspicious of the nature of the request, Wilson said he reached out to a former colleague in Somalia who subsequently connected him to a UPDF general identified as General Otto.
We were discussing fake currency under European law.
Wilson said after sharing his suspicions and liaising with the Ugandan military, he agreed to cooperate with authorities and go undercover. He then allegedly presented himself to Besigye and Wakayima as an agent working for a fictitious Kurdish company capable of supplying weapons and other military equipment. Wilson told court that the two men allegedly sought weapons, including hand grenades which they codenamed pineapples, as well as drones. He further claimed that Besigye suggested that the drones be dropped at Mahagi Airport in the Democratic Republic of Congo, saying similar deliveries had been made there before.
Because the way Dr. Besigye acted and Wakayima acted, they were very haphazard as far as their person.
Wilson also testified that in an effort to extract more information from the two men, he deliberately encouraged the alleged plot and suggested that if they were serious about overthrowing the Ugandan government, they should consider assassinating President Museveni. According to the witness, both men agreed to the proposal and claimed they had senior army officers who could facilitate the process.
I'm not sure. So Wakayima, I believe, traveled from the Netherlands.
In return for what Wilson described as financial and logistical support to Besigye's alleged shadow government, he told court that he was promised business licenses and access to banking services. To substantiate his account of the alleged meetings, Wilson said he rented an apartment in Geneva and fitted it with recording equipment before inviting his targets inside. He also told court that he fabricated a number of scenarios to gain their trust, including claims that he could facilitate the training of more than 60 people in terrorism in Kisumu, Kenya, and that he could provide $5,000 in counterfeit currency.
One, it was to rectify the problems because of the cancelled training camp.
Wilson's testimony forms a central part of the prosecution's case as it seeks to establish the alleged activities and plans attributed to Dr. Besigye and his associates. By press time, the hearing was still underway, with the prosecution continuing to present its evidence before the High Court. David Ijo, NTV.